Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and we've been having so much fun with our Windorama 3D cards. And so now I've created another variation that kind of plays off of that idea, and I'll show you how it all comes together. I'm going to create a pattern for a diorama card that's very simple. I start with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I cut it in half the long way at the 4 1/4. With the outside panel, I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. I'm going to take the second piece for the inside. I'm also going to score it at 5 1/2, but only at the top and the bottom edge. And then at 3 1/8, I'm going to score it all the way. I'm going to turn it around and score again at 3 1/8 from the other end for a symmetrical diorama card. I'm going to fold this end up and this one up as well. I'm using the circle, and I've marked it with my marker at the halfway marks so that it makes it easy to line it up. You may not be able to see what I can see, but the score lines show me where that midpoint is. And I'm going to line up my little marks to the score lines at the edges. This just helps me center it in that middle panel. I'm going to fold in the middle and press this together, and that is a mountain fold. I'll be gluing the panels together on the outer edges, and it will fold and close like this to fit in an A2 envelope. When you open it, you'll have your beautiful diorama in the middle, and it will stand up nicely for display. Since I'm going to keep this as my pattern, I'm going to write on it so that you can see, if you're visual like me. Simple as that. Here's a quick review of my diorama pattern. One full sheet, cut in half, folded the long way. This panel, I've scored it 3 1/8 inch in, turned it, scored it 3 1/8 inch in from that side, folded on the 5 1/2 in the middle, and that gives me a simple diorama card that folds to fit in an A2 envelope. So this is the Q set, the Porpoise Fun, and you can see that the images are all together, and I colored this one using the Copic markers and die cut it. But now let's show you some other fun ways that you can create just your scene separate from the porpoise here, and we'll get a few more variations. I'm using the VersaFine Clair, the Nocturne, and I'm going to ink the water and the trees. And then I'm going to take a wet wipe and I'm going to clean off the ink on the rest of it that I don't want to print. And I've scored this in the middle. You probably can't see it, but this will, let's see, my horizon line is there. There we go. So now I can proceed with doing some of my color pencil work, and that's what I've done on this one, where you can color it a bit. Then if you've noticed, I have the porpoise the original way and the facing one, which I did with the mirror stamping plate. And you can reference the other videos to see how to do that. But doing it on the same blue color paper made it very minimal coloring, with just a little bit of your your color pencils, and even the white showed up quite nice. So give that a try, and even though one is lighter than the other, it still makes a beautiful pair. So I've hand cut the two of these, and we'll make sure that they line up. It's much more forgiving on the blue paper, I think. So I've taken one long piece of my silver thread. I've separated it into two just to use a thinner one. And I've hand cut the two pieces, and I'm now going to attach them with my cord through the middle. And I want to just be sure that I don't have the tail in a place that it would catch. I want it to spin well, so I will do it like that, I believe. I'm going to tape and press it. Since this is the bolder side and this is the lighter side, I've turned my mountain upside down and I'm going to tape these right into that score line that's the middle. Use a good strong tape, pull it tight, and tape the bottom edge as well. Now I'll show you a way to test it before you get everything completely glued together. Your paper clips in place right at that fold line, top and bottom. Okay, this will let you test that when you go, the whole thing fits flat up to that edge. And so now we will test winding it up, fold it flat, and now when we open it, yes, he spins like crazy. You could see there where, because I secured him on the cord with more weight to one side than the other, then I can just make sure I turn it in so that his little tail is tucked in when you fold the card. On this earlier one, you can see that I also put him more perpendicular, and then it was even less of a question of him peeking out the side. So it may be strong enough to simply cut away the extra tape and thread, top and bottom, but I want to give you another option. So I'm going to take 2 circles of the same paper and I'm going to score them. This one I did by hand and it was a little bit rougher than the ones that I scored. Since I've decided to use reinforcements, then I will go ahead and pull this tape up on this side since it's going to be more secure and it won't show under my little tabs. On this one I used the folded over reinforcements, which gave it a clean from front to back. It will be good to pre-fold it just so that you get a nice crease. Now I'm ready to glue the panels together. Let's wind him up. And I'll turn him bottle nose in. Close the card. Whee! Very fun. And there you can see it from the top view down. I'll probably add a few more things to the inside panels and have room for my message here. And I'll probably put this on the front, so we'll finish that up and put it all together.